Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. On today's Who Said What, we are going to listen Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Oscar Christianhorner, and Lewis Hamilton. Let's listen to them.
Listen, you were flawless, pretty much. I mean, has a corner been turned with the car? Is it too soon to say that? Does it give you optimism? You've got something to really fight for this fifth championship with now.
We still have work to do. I mean, we still have, of course, limitations, but with knowing these limitations, you just try and find that limit of how much you can push it. We'll just try and maximize everything with what we have at the moment. But, of course, to really fight for the title, we need a bit more, that's for sure.
Well done today, really well.
Yeah, as I said on yesterday's video, if you haven't watched, if no, the video is on our YouTube channel. As I said, if Max Verstappen keeps his leading on the first lap, if he defends Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, he has a big chance to win the race. And actually, that today happened with the epic drive, with a perfect drive. Max Verstappen just won the Japanese Grand Prix with that broken car, let's say, with that car with a lot of problems. He just managed to win the Japanese Grand Prix. His performance was perfect for today. Let's listen to Lando Norris what he's going to say about this second position.
It's the second place. You retained the championship lead. Not a lot happened in the Grand Prix for the viewer. What did happen was that little moment in the pit stops. I don't know if you watched it back or talked it out afterwards. Do you still feel the same as you did at the time, or not?
No, I mean, I never expected to come out ahead of him there. Not because I deserved to, but just he had the right of line, he had the space, he had the position, so I wanted to give myself that chance of being there, but I didn't expect him to give any room. He didn't have to give me any room, so nothing to complain about, just some nice racing and a bit of action for the TV. But that was it, I think it was a tough race. I felt like at times we were a little bit quicker, but in the end of the day, just not enough. And the Red Bull was quick. Max was very quick. They've been pretty good the whole weekend. And we just didn't have enough of an advantage today, I think we were probably a little bit quicker, but just maxing clean air and not making any mistakes was enough to stay ahead today. So nothing to complain about. Some things we need to improve with the car because we were suffering a lot today in certain areas comparing to him, but nothing we didn't know before.
Yeah, listen, you were saving your tires to have an attack in that final, I suppose, half dozen laps or thereabouts. How much optimism did you have as you were husbanding that performance that you would be able to maybe threaten him?
Really not a lot. I mean, I was quicker in sector 1 than Max, so I could catch, but the Red Bull is a lot quicker than us in slow speed corners. So even if I got close, like staying close in the hairpin and the final chicane would have been impossible. So it's just too difficult to overtake here, and our strengths and weaknesses are a little bit in the wrong spots at times. We get away with the slow speed in qualifying like yesterday, but today at the end of the race, like I'm losing 1.5 tenths in the hairpin every lap and a tenth in the final chicane every lap, just because the car's not quite to the level of the Red Bull. So we have work to do, and if we can work on that, then I can be even happier. But really, we lost the race yesterday in qualifying. That's where Max won it, and he did a very good job and deserved to win the race today.
Yeah, I think Lando Norris, he had the opportunity to overtake Max Verstappen, but his pace for today was not good, and I think the team did the wrong strategy at the last 10 or 15 laps. We're going to listen Oscar Piastri, and I will tell why I'm thinking on that way, why I think they did the wrong thing with the strategy. Let's listen also and Oscar Piastri.
Top 6 have finished where they started. From your perspective, you talked about maybe having a bit of radio traffic to be allowed a chance at Max. Did you never think the team were likely to afford you that?
I wasn't really expecting it, no. I've just said what I felt, and I thought that if I, had the opportunity to get in front of Lando, then maybe I could go and get Max, because my pace felt very strong, and I was able to get into DRS relatively comfortably. I just couldn't get any closer than that. So Yeah, thought I would at least ask the question, but that's completely fine with me. You know, we all want to go racing and finishing where we finish because we've earned it. And you know, I think we can both say that after qualifying, that's the result we deserve.
Was there any discussion about having a really split strategy, or is it because you're both title contenders early on that wasn't a serious debate? Like one of you running long?
I mean, it was a bit of a discussion, but you know, I had people behind that had already pitted. We didn't want to take much risk. I was starting to struggle a bit on the medium, and already we were starting, like we'd gone quite long on the medium. So I don't think going long would have necessarily helped that much. You know, I'm sure we'll have a look and see if there was something we could have done differently, but honestly, I think we executed a good race today.
Well done anyway.
Yeah, like they had a good race, they had a pace on their car, but I think at the last 10 or 15 laps, Oscar Piastri just looked faster than Lando Norris, and he just asked on the team radio to swap the positions and to just to try to hunt Max Verstappen, but team didn't let him go for that move. And also on the track was new with a new surface. Degradation was too low, and it was nearly impossible to make any overtake. But I think, in my point of view, Oscar Piastri was faster than Lando Norris, and he had that opportunity. I'm sorry, and also he had that opportunity to overtake Max Verstappen, but the team, I think they did a mistake and didn't let him, just let him go and to try to hunt Max Verstappen. Let's listen to Christianhorner, what he's going to say.
Come back to that, and we'll first of all congratulate Christian, congratulate
thank you very much, thank you.
And Max Verstappen. Actually, when you look at it and the association that you've had with Honda over the last few years, fitting way to end.
No, absolutely. I mean, we ran the car, you know, in a historic livery for Honda this weekend, and so to win this race, you know, for them is in what is our final year with Honda Power. You know, it was very fitting, but I think, you know, this weekend Max has been absolutely outstanding, and the hard work was really done yesterday, but today, again, in the race, you know, he was inch perfect, and, you know, McLaren were quick, but we were able to be that bit quicker to hold them behind.
Christian, coming into the weekend, all the talk was about a new second driver in the car, but now that you guys were able to get a little bit more performance into that car, do you agree more that the focus should have been on getting that car right so that Max would be happy in it? I mean, look at the results he was able to achieve today and yesterday.
There's always a lot of noise about these things. I mean, as a team, we're working incredibly hard to produce the fastest car that we can. And, you know, Max has driven the wheels off that this weekend. I think the engineering team have done a great job to give him a car that he was able to really extract the most out of, and there's no better tonic or motivation than winning. And today, this weekend, we've done that, and the whole of Milton Keynes, you know, richly deserve that. And you know, that man, Max Verstappen, is, you know, like Mr. Motivator. So it was just the tonic everybody needed.
Strategically, did your opponents miss a beat today? They had two up against your man, Max Verstappen. They decided to pick Oscar first. They didn't attempt the undercut with Lando Norris, and they didn't mix the strategies, really, which meant they never got access to clean air, and they were constantly following in your dirty air. Would you have done something different if you were in their position?
It was difficult because the undercut wasn't so powerful today. They tried to dummy us early in the race with a call for Lando. Yeah. But we just could see you were going to come out in traffic. So we stuck to our guns, and you know, they gave Oscar the first pit stop, and you know, obviously then it was obvious they were going to pit the next lap with Lando, so we just covered that. It was a little tight on the pit lane exit, but you know, perfectly fair, and you know, thereafter it was a flat out race. I mean, there was no tar saving in that race. It was just flat out to the flag then.
Obviously, Yuki had a great start to the weekend.
Yep.
Yesterday was maybe not exactly what you would have expected, but solid start considering coming into the weekend with not much preparation. Do you feel that you've managed to go in a direction this weekend, probably development-wise, that makes you guys more comfortable? And will this carry on in Bahrain, or is it a little bit circuit-dependent?
Well, Bahrain is a completely different challenge, but I thought that Yuki actually that race was totally dominated by qualifying, and probably 90% of the drivers finished where they qualified. And he made one pass, and then we undercut Pierre during the pit stops, and then he was stuck behind Fernando. So he's dialed himself into the car, he's dialed himself into the team, and I think he should make a step forward. Certainly over the next few races.
What does today's result and the nature of where your car and McLaren's car are at the moment mean for the championship? Do you think?
Well, look, I think for the Drivers' Championship, Max is 1 point behind now. So, for us, all priority is on that Drivers' Championship. The Constructors, for sure, is going to be harder, but it's a long year, and you never give up. And I think there's no better tonic or motivator than winning. And we've done that. We've done that today.
Is your car worth him being 1 point behind, or is it Max that's accelerating a little bit forward, or further forward than you might have been?
There's always this debate. I mean, Max, without any debate, is the best driver in the world currently. But you're a team. You're not a driver and a car. You're one team. You win together. You lose together. And we're working very hard. We know that this car has some vices. We know where we need to improve. And everybody is working incredibly hard to achieve that. I think we turned things upside down this weekend to get a car into a window that Max could make use of. And, Suzuka is a driver's circuit, but you've also got to have a car to be able to deliver. And, I think credit to the engineering team as well this weekend for giving him something that he could finally work with.
McLaren have been, they started the season off very well, and it kind of really felt like they were a cut above the rest yesterday, but even more so today. It didn't feel like they had any reserves in the tank when you may have thought at the end of the race they could have, unleashed some more pace. Do you feel like you guys are matching them now performance-wise, or is that Max making the difference?
That was, from the first stop, the tyres were in great shape. The wear was incredibly low, so that was a straight-out fight from that first pit stop to the end of the race. So that was everybody throwing everything at it, and you could see, each of the McLarens looked slightly quicker at different points in time. At one point, Oscar looked the quicker of the pairing. Lando, would come back, and they were fighting literally over tenths and hundredths of a second. We were very strong in turn 11, the chicane at the end of the lap. They were quite strong in the first sector, but we were able to balance it out.
Last one, you were the hunted last year. You're now the hunter this year. It's kind of role reversal. Do you relish that as much as, you obviously had a strong start last year, and Max is driving around any issues you have, but you're right there and you're really poised. So what's the different challenge this year?
I think what you have to remember, this championship is a marathon, and if last year taught us anything, it's that things can change very quickly.
Yeah.
And there's very little between the top 4 teams at the moment, and it's going to be about development. We have a big regulation change coming at race 9. How is that going to affect the run of play? It's all about maximizing your opportunities, and this weekend we've done that. Max has been absolutely, I think, at the top of his game. That was one of the best weekends that he's had in Formula One. Amazing.
Thank you, Christian. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, as Horner said, that is team play, and they just played well today and just took that win at the Suzuka. As everyone knows, the Suzuka is more a driver skill based track, but with a new surface the degradation was too low, and just the undercut was not powerful like we know it's powerful on the other races. But at the end of the day, just Max Verstappen with his epic drive just took that first place, and he won the race, and he showed everyone why he has a lot of wins in a Formula One, and why he has the 4th time world championships in Formula One. We are going to just listen also on Lewis Hamilton, the last interview for today, and I will give my honest opinions about Hamilton, and we will finish there this week, and the next week we will just continue to try to plot videos regularly every single day after the sessions. Let's listen to Lewis Hamilton.
He ran long and maybe hoped for a safety car. A little bit of rain that looked on the horizon, but ultimately didn't come. But overall, you couldn't really have done anything much more without that safety car or something.
No, I know I did. I think I did the best I could today. Generally lacking performance compared to all the cars that are up ahead of me, particularly Mercedes and McLaren and obviously the Red Bull. We found something on the car that's not been underperforming for the last 3 races. So I'm really hoping when that's fixed, I'll start getting a bit better results. But yeah, I mean, I'm losing just over a tenth a lap with this issue we have. So I'm hoping in the next race it's fixed, and then otherwise qualifying clearly is really important to get a good qualifying, and I'm not extracting the best out of the tyres, so that's something I'll work on.
Yeah, just in terms of that issue to be wrestled with, is it something the team are very confident they can sort out, and once it is, will project you amongst that front, well, 2 teams, I suppose?
I think it's just they're aware of it and they don't know what's called, they don't know why, and so, as I said, when the new component comes, hopefully it'll be gone and it'll be the same across cars. Considering that, I'm relatively happy with the race pace that I did have, given what I had. But but otherwise, good performance from the team, and I think myself and Ricardo, I think did a really good job, and the engineers and mechanics all did a really great job. So hoping almost an upwards.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's hope the Ferrari mechanics find this problem where it is, and just me, every single Formula 1 fan, just want to see Ferrari winning races with Lewis Hamilton, but until now they are struggling a lot with the car's pace. Maybe they will find a solution for the other race, as Hamilton said that they find where is the problem, but we will see what will happen at the next race. Until the next race, just don't forget to like the video, comment it, and subscribe to the channel.